Woah Viral. Hello everyone! Get ready for another impressive top 10 Woah Viral counts on extreme rankings that the world has ever seen. I am Ben Jazz, and this time we're about to get real deep and wet for everybody who loves to swim on the sea. If the idea of the earth ripping apart is terrible enough, the destruction caused by earthquakes can be intensified by huge waves that follow massive seismic disturbances at the bottom of the ocean. Often, people have only a few minutes to flee to higher ground, and any delay can result in large numbers of victims. In the past 50 years, our ability to investigate, predict, and record tsunamis has reached new heights, but the devastation caused by these unstoppable walls of water has also become greater. Today, let's talk about 10 of the most devastating tsunamis on record. Number 10. Alaska 1964. Our first tsunami occurred on a Good Friday, where Christian worship by a 9.2 magnitude earthquake, the most violent earthquake ever recorded in American history. The resulting tsunami devastated the western coast of North America, killing 121 people in places as far apart as Alaska and California. The waves were recorded at heights of up to 30 meters, and an 8-meter tsunami swept through the small town of Seneca, Alaska, killing 23 people. The quake also caused permanent changes in the region's geography, with areas of the Alaskan terrain falling as low as 2 meters. Number 9. Japan 5086. The earthquake that caused the Ice Bay tsunami is best estimated as being of magnitude 8.2. The waves rose to a height of 6 meters, causing damage to a number of towns. The town of Nagahama experienced an outbreak of fire as the earthquake first occurred, destroying half of the city. It is reported that the nearby lake Biwa surged over the town, leaving no trace except for the castle. The Ice Bay tsunamis caused more than 8,000 deaths and a large amount of damage. Number 8. Samoa 2009. On September 29, the island of Samoa experienced a magnitude 8.1 earthquake around 7 a.m. This morning, the waves of the resulting tsunami measured up to 14 meters at their highest level, traveled up to a kilometer inland in places, swallowing entire villages and causing great destruction. Samoa, Tonga, and American Samoa recorded 189 injuries, many of them children, but the loss of more human lives was prevented thanks to the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, which gave people time to evacuate to higher areas. Number 7. Hokkaido 1993. This tsunami was born due to the split of the earth 80 miles off the coast of Hokkaido in Japan. Japanese authorities responded quickly, issuing a tsunami alert, but the small island of Okushiri was far from being able to be helped. Just minutes after the earthquake of 7.8 magnitude, the island was bombarded by giant waves, some of which reached a staggering 30 meters in height. It was too much for the tsunami barriers in place on the island, and some areas were hit by multiple waves. The earthquake claimed 197 victims and the tsunami 250 inhabitants of Okushiri, although many other lives were saved thanks to memories of the 1983 tsunami that affected the island 10 years earlier, in which caused faster evacuation. Number 6. Java 2006. The seafloor near Java, Indonesia was shaking on July 17 by an earthquake of a magnitude of 7.7. The 7-meter-high tsunami hit the Indonesian coast, including a 150-kilometer stretch of Java that had been fortunate to be unharmed by the 2004 tsunami. The waves penetrated more than a kilometer inland, reaching the level of buildings in places like Pangandaran Beach. In total, at least of 668 people lost their lives. 65 were declared missing, and more than 9,000 people required medical treatment for injuries sustained in the aftermath of the earthquake and the tsunami. Number 5. Papua New Guinea, 1998. The 7-magnitude earthquake that rocked Papua New Guinea's north coast on July 17 was not expected to cause such a devastating tsunami. However, the earthquake caused by a major underwater collapse, which in truth generated waves up to 15 meters high and an average of 10 meters high. When the tsunami hit the coast, it caused at least 2,183 deaths, more than 500 people disappeared, and some 10,000 inhabitants were left homeless. Many towns were badly damaged, while others, such as Arap and Warapu, were completely destroyed. If one positive thing can be gleaned from the catastrophe, it was that it gave scientists valuable insight into the threat of underwater landslides and the unexpected tsunamis they can cause. Hopefully, this information will save lives in the future. Number 4. Moro Gulf, 1976. In the early hours of August 16, a small island of Mindanao in the Philippines was hit by an earthquake with a magnitude of at least 7.9 magnitude. The earthquake caused a huge tsunami that destroyed more than 433 meters from the coast, where the inhabitants were not aware of the danger and the need to escape for higher lands. Thousands of victims were sucked into the sea. In total, 5,000 people lost their lives, with 2,200 others missing, 9,500 injured, and more than 90,000 inhabitants left homeless. Cities and provinces throughout the north of the Siliguri Sea in the Philippines were devastated by the tsunami, with waves reaching 5 meters in height. It is considered one of the worst natural disasters ever to occur in that country. Number 3. Valdivia, 1960. This year, the world experienced the strongest earthquake since it began recording these events. On May 22, a great earthquake in Chile of an impressive 9.5 magnitude began on the south coast of central Chile, causing a volcanic eruption and a devastating tsunami. Waves up to 25 meters high hit local areas, while the tsunami sped up across the Pacific, with the first wave hitting Hilo, Hawaii around 15 hours after the earthquake started, killing 61 people. 7 hours later, the waves hit the shores of Japan, killing 142 more people. Up to 6,000 people are estimated to have lost their lives due to the earthquake and the tsunami. Number 2. Tohoku, 2011. Although all tsunamis are dangerous, this tsunami that hit Tohoku in Japan in 2011 could have the worst long-term consequences. On March 11, waves of 10 meters high were recorded after a magnitude 9.0 earthquake, although some reports say the waves reached up to 40 meters high, traveling nearly 10 kilometers inland. Some 125,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed. The transportation infrastructure was also hit hard. While the alarming number of 25,000 people killed or missing is appalling enough, the resulting tsunami also damaged the Fukushima nuclear power plant, causing a crisis and disaster at the highest level of the international scale of nuclear events. The full consequences of this nuclear disaster are still unclear, but radiation has been detected more than 300 kilometers from the plant. Number 1. Indian Ocean, 2004. The world was shocked by a deadly tsunami that hit countries, raising nearly 14 billion US dollars in humanitarian aid. The tsunami was the deadliest that has ever occurred, with a terrible death toll of 230,000 people, affecting 14 countries. The most affected was Indonesia, followed by Sri Lanka, India, and Thailand. The massive underwater earthquake had a magnitude of 9.3 and caused deadly waves that reached up to 30 meters in height. Tsunamis flooded several coastal areas in minutes and lasted 7 hours after the initial quake. In 15 minutes, the entire coast was flooded. Waves affected the vast majority of the country surrounding the Indian Ocean. Despite having hours to prepare for the impact of the waves in some places, lack of a tsunami warning system in the Indian Ocean led to many densely populated coastal areas being taken by surprise. That said, some places were saved thanks to the input of local folklore and even the knowledge of children who have learned about tsunamis at school, factors that allowed people to recognize and act on early warning signs. Well, it has been a lot of earthquakes and swimming for your life situations for today. So, now that you know what to do if the coastlines start to rise before your eyes, please give us a like and subscribe for more eye-gassing top 10 videos. This is Van Jazz for Woah Viral. Please stay out of the water when an earthquake comes. Woah Viral.